course of the season as well. Let's have a look at how they line up, though, for our second race of the weekend for the Haggerty Radical Cup. Our pole position goes to Chris Lulham from Christian Brooks, Luke Hilton on row 2 with Paul Denning, Chris Breen on the third row with John McLeod. Row 4, Oscar Joyce and Peter Tyler. Then it's Jason Rishover and Jonty Wydell, Stephen Shanley and Rob Greenwood on row 6. They're followed by John Hewitt and Lee Jackson. Adrian Hallmark next up from James Pinkerton. Then we go on to the SR1s headed by James Taylor and Sam Shaw. Row 2, Marcus Littlewood with Ashley Gaunt. Lexi Belk on row 11 with Bradley Gaunt. And then Matt Hammond. Yes, Matt Hammond again, him of Mini fame in the University of Derby car, completing our grid. So that's how they line up. We enjoyed 2 race meetings last year with Radicals, and this, I was going to say, this is not the third race of the weekend. We had pit stops last year, but pit stops weren't in the regs this year, so they're doing a reverse grid race. But this one is fastest off the front because obviously with the weather and everything, we lost the race. But very much looking forward to our rolling start. And I know you watched and enjoyed the race yesterday trackside, Paul.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm really looking forward to this actually. But the boy who's on pole, he is rapid.
Lulham. We'll talk more about him. He is, yeah. I sort of kind of hope someone else gets into the lead and we see a race, but he won't be planning it that way. So Chris Lulham on pole in the sort of black and red car, and he's outside. Christian Brooks in the red and white was second yesterday, and diving down the inside is Luke Hilton, who wanted to have a look at that. Hasn't done Luke any favours. He's back in fourth at the moment. Now nips back into third in the white, red and yellow SR3. And he's in the 32 car. The 14, the green and white car, is John McLeod, who comes through in fourth position. Second start. These are for the slightly less powerful and treaded tyres of the SR1s. Making a great start, white bit Sam Shaw, who makes away. Off goes Jonty Wydell. And I think Jonty, one of the guest drivers.
Yeah, and more cars off into... I didn't quite see who that was. I would have thought that would be a safety car. A car just went 90 left. As you were talking about the car that went off as well. Oh, yeah, okay, there you go.
Either side, yeah, that's going to be a safety, isn't it? Just to sort them out and beached. Who have we got?
I think that was Denning that was in the gravel trap at... Who was in the gravel trap Paul at Denning. The exit of Old Hairpin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Lulham right into the lead. No sign of a safety car yet. Them cars are well out of the way. Maybe a live snatch recovery, we'll see. But, yeah.
Those marshals are brave. A big thank you. Someone said to me in the week, make sure you say thank you to the marshals. I'm pretty sure we always do, but a big thank you. And you can see why when you've got cars on a live track and the marshals there, and a car could spare off down there. So, you know, brave guys and girls, thank you so much for what you do.
Yeah. Fully echo that. So Jonty Wydell as well off. I do a little bit of work with him sometimes. Supercar driver. This was his first weekend of racing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so Radical give him the opportunity to do that. He was actually very good yesterday when I watched him. They're still racing, aren't they?
They are. That's a bit, yeah. I suppose they're not in the yellow flag zone at the minute, coming up towards Coppice, but it's Christian Brooks busy chasing Chris Lulham, and then Luke Hilton in third place. Look, great to see Luke here, who we've covered in junior, not Ginetta Juniors, but again, I seem to be banging on about Fiesta Juniors, but he did come through that route. He was running in the Mark 6 Fiesta last year and went out to the World Finals last year and was runner-up in the World Finals, Luke Hilton.
Which is crazy. I'm very surprised at this, by the way. That's
it's a worry. It's a worry to me.
It's more of a worry knowing that these cars, if they go off, they bottom out and they just end up being like speedboats to the scene of the accident. So not good because they're not well out of the way. Can you see any yellow flag? There you go.
We've got the, so.
But still, the cars have not got the tyres up to temperature, and I mean, that is a horrific, come on. That's horrendous. Like, look at the speed of these cars down there. Look at...
Yeah.
I am so annoyed at that. That is ridiculous. Absolutely.
And with two.
I'm sorry, but that's stupid. Stupid, that.
Yeah, it's just worrying. I mean, I know now the cars know it's there, but even so, you know, it's...
What if a bit of oil goes down?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so that's my view on it. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Oh,
nice one. A bit late, like, but there you go. And I'll probably get a telling off for saying that, and I don't care actually. Oh, it's ridiculous.
I think it's a fair comment. You know, it's yeah. We'll move on.
Chris, braver than me, mate. Stood there when a car's coming at 120 mile an hour, marshals. And we've got a shortage of marshals. Would you want to stand there?
No, absolutely not.
Anyway, we move
and
on.
And with drivers having first races in these as well. I mean, you made the point. You know, Jonty's coming out having his first race. The green car that we were looking at there, Adrian Hallmark, I think it's his first radical race. Stand to be corrected on that one, but they're just going to get them out. I think we might see the office again. So,
wonder what happened. So replay is apparently coming, Richard. Like I say, was it? So it's in the middle of the pack, I think, isn't it? Somewhere. Is it at the back with that? Oh, that was Jonty lost it on his own, wasn't it? That was wide out, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, so he went off his own, but another car just flies off in it. As we come to another view, hopefully, you'll see a car go 90 left onto the... yeah, so that's really bizarre. So I think two cars had two separate accidents.
Yeah, sometimes the second one can be a reaction to the first. If you're further back and you see it, it can throw you off kilter a little bit. So very possibly it was that.
When we were looking at the exit of Old Hairpin, when we were racing, you seen Denning go off to he just went off on his own, I think. Yeah. Unless he got a hit, I'm not sure. Well, that's a bit of a shame. That's Greenwood. So I wonder what's up with his car. Has he had damage? I can't. They just got the front off. Maybe there's a laptop. Maybe they're working on as well.
Yeah, very possible. He's got the shark fin, as they call it, which indicates that he's in the new type of car, the XXR generation shark fin. So this is the very latest Radical to come off the production line. Radical's got offices here, haven't they? Base here at Donington Park as you come in.
Great cars.
Yeah, fantastic.
Absolutely love them. I was telling someone about when I did the Radical UK Cup back in the day in 2010, and I was racing touring cars, and I remember I did a test in one, and Phil Abbott asked me if I wanted to drive the car. I was like, yeah, sound, no worries. Honestly, my neck, I couldn't sleep for like a week because I wasn't used to the G-force from the aero. A very powerful car.
I bought you a little pillow if you'd have told me at the time. So, there we are.
SR8s they were. Unbelievable cars they were. Brilliant. So let's have a look at this replay, Richard. So I think we're looking for Denning coming through. So, he comes through backwards on his own.
Right.
Oh, and that's lucky, isn't it? That car getting a tank slapper as well. Is that a Radical factory car, that one?
That's Oscar Joyce, isn't it? The livery on that one is quite... Have you seen that? It's got the graffiti livery.
Is it got graffiti livery? Yeah, it's quite cool, isn't it?
Superb, yeah. And he's running competitions throughout the year to win graffitied crash helmets as well. So he's got a different crash helmet each round, a bit like Joe Tanner used to in the minis. But yeah, got graffiti artists from Stockwell doing it, which is great. And he's putting money back into the Stockwell charity to raise the profile of people, which is superb.
Superb.
So yeah, had a really good chat. And he's moving up from SR1 to SR3 this year. And we had a great chat. And I completely lost the fact that I'd seen him in a Zero Prototypes race earlier on in the year. So, but that was good to see. We're under safety car here anyway at Donington Park. Probably a good time to take a quick break. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Donington Park. We're still under safety car here. Paul Denning's car being recovered. One of two cars being looked after at the moment. Jonty Waddell also guest driver being attended to. And we're looking forward to getting racing again with Chris Lulham out front. Had a super start. Probably a good time to talk about our race leader, Chris Lulham, while we're waiting for the safety car lights to go out. He's a bit sharp, isn't he, that Chris?
Bit quick, this number 20, yeah. I think we need to check him. Far too fast. Sim racer.
He is, yeah. I mean, he did a little bit of F4 a while ago. Only one meeting. I think that's all he could afford budget-wise. And I remember Gluey. Remember Phil Glue? A lot of people remember him. He was raving about him when he came in. He said, no, this guy's quick, this guy's quick. Wow. He did the one round, but for budgets or whatever reason, didn't manage to do any more. But yeah, you're absolutely right. He became a sim racer, and he's in part of Max Verstappen's team.
Yeah, he's Max Verstappen's teammate, for their sim stuff. I watched him yesterday. I watched at the bottom of the Craners yesterday in my car, in the dry, and out the cold. And Lulham was... I have never seen anyone drive an aero car that well through that section.
Yeah.
And he won the race by a good old way. Oh my word!
Hello.
That's how much rubbish the circuit staff have had to deal with.
Yeah.
That's a shame to see that, isn't it? That's why we haven't had much racing today. The water table, that looks stuck. Did you see that wheel spinning then?
Yeah.
Oh my word!
That's it.
That is crazy. What's going to pull that out? Oh, Oh my word, that's stuck. Oh no, he's not. Look at that. That's crazy. Oh, there you go, he'll be fine.
Wow.
Hey, we've all been there, haven't we? Oh no, can you imagine if we have to... Oh, that is...
But again, it's got to be done. Frustrating for the drivers, frustrating for everyone. But it's got to be done. Get the car safe, get the marshal safe, and then we can go. It's the newly married Scott Stringfellow at the wheel of the safety car. Congratulations, Scott and Mrs.
Oh, is he been married, is he?
Yeah. So, went off on a holiday. I'm not sure what one of those is, but he had one of those, which was good. And Kieran Salmon's alongside in the seat as well. He looks so relaxed and happy. I'm really pleased.
I love Scott. Yeah. Look at him. He looks dead small driving that Porsche, doesn't he? He's a good guy, Scott. He's
good racer as well.
Formula 3. I think he won a race going backwards years ago at Snetterton. Like spun across the line. I think so. Yeah, someone told me. Yeah, something crazy like that. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's So that is why we're getting a black flag on our TSL. So that's Denning coming back.
Yeah.
And obviously he was pushed out, so he's been told to go back to the pits.
That's one car done. We're going to get at least another lap under the safety car here, and that will be. You can see how beached in it is, and you're right. Water table, and we were having conversations about weather, and unprecedented is a word that gets thrown around a lot. Happened in '87 with hurricane when all the trees went down because we'd had loads of rain before that, and it just made it look soft.
Michael
that's
Fish.
What's happened here. Michael Fish.
Michael Fish. You won't remember him if you're young. This is a worry to me. I don't know whether or not the radical is in the way for him to go forward. That's the problem.
Right.
But my heart goes out to the Donington Park staff, because they have had the worst day. They have done everything they can to keep this.
To get it on,
yeah. And you never see them things get stuck. That is how bad the weather has been here in the UK. Like one of the wettest starts of the year on record. It's been
I'm sure it was said on the main part of the show earlier on, but one of the concerns was not necessarily the track conditions because the drivers wanted to go out, but if cars go off, can we recover them? How quickly can we get them back? That was one of the main concerns, and the drivers understood that in the paddock. Going back to a bit of radicals though, global formula, fantastic, and now they have world finals, don't they? The last 2 or 3 years. Vegas, I think, was the first one, and unsurprisingly, the Americans did rather well at that one. And then they had the world final last year, Portimao, and Yas Marina this year at Slope 4. So if you want to get in, and some of the drivers saved the budget for the national racing, which is understandable, but if you fancy a little bit of a treat and fancy having a go, what a lovely thing to do.
So cool. I mean, it's just a great formula. It's I cannot tell you how fast the cars are unbelievable. When you drive them and they've got the aero they have, they're just brilliant. The engines sound great, everything's great, And like we say, we've got the SR3s leading this, and we've got SR1s as well at the in the different class, and it's just entry, and they're racing together. There's a class for somebody. It's great.
It is, yeah. It's got a universal appeal, isn't it? We've got the different backgrounds. A lot of them are the Fangio class, the over 40s, for the older drivers who maybe sort of get a bit of money together at that time of life and decide to come and race. And then we get the young ones, not quite like the ones we're seeing on the screen at the moment, but that want to come in, like Lexi Belk, who's racing in the championship first season, had a new engine. Lexi and her family wanted me to thank the Radical Paddock because they had a test day on Thursday, and they found that their engine wasn't up to scratch, so they got a new engine. They wouldn't have been able to do it on their own, but the Radical Paddock all got together and helped out. You hear that in a lot of formulas, but it's always worth saying it when it happens that people are great. And this was Lexi's first rolling start since car, so her first car racing rolling start, new discipline. She did the race yesterday, but I don't know if there was a mechanical problem. She started from the pit lane, but she did get out, and I think she got a podium. Now, let's have a look and see where she's in SR1s at the moment. A little bit further down, we've got Shaw Taylor 1 and 2 at the moment. Remember Shaw Taylor, Police 5? Probably don't, probably too old for that. So Shaw and Taylor with Littlewood next up, and then Ashley Gaunt, who I think is the quicker of the two Gaunt brothers. Remember we had a little bit of banter with them last year. And then Lexi Belk ahead of Bradley Gaunt. So Lexi is out there hopefully getting some points, and her sister will be racing in a version of the Minis as well later on in the season. So
nice. Well, that's a good sight, isn't it? Lights are off. I think yeah, that's a late call to turn them lights out, and they've got to get going now. We've still got that car, hopefully well out of the way. Let's just hope that no one finds that.
Yep, and I think Scotty was backing him up, Scott Stringfellow, so that we didn't have to have another lap. And Chris Lullum Has he done a safety car start on sim racing? He probably has. He has been hit. There's a bit of detritus from the car. Now, what is that that's gone? Again, making the move is Luke Hilton, who looks to the outside line, switches. So too does Christian Brooks. Hilton goes down on the inside of Brooks as they come into Redgate. Side by side for P2. Lallum looks like he's got away with the restart and whatever contact it was, maybe a bit of splitter from somebody behind. It's Luke Hilton challenging for second with the yellow splash on the car. This is first season in sports prototype racing, goes through into P2.
Wow, great move that was, and opportunistic, but Lallum is gone. But Lallum looked like he hesitated off the line, and it looked like Brooks just went straight in the back of him.
Well, I hope he's not damaged. We've got coming up in the mix as well is McLeod in the 14 car. Then we go back, Stephen Shanley in the number 7, the white number 7, the former Clubman's champion. Here's a replay.
Yeah, so Lallum in the 20 leading. He's just warming his tyres. Well, Lallum doesn't look like he hesitates. He just looks like he didn't go. He didn't need to go. He goes whenever he wants.
Yeah.
It was a late call to go, but Brooks kind of like misjudged it, didn't he? I think he tried to anticipate and hit him, unfortunately.
Well, these cars whipping around very quickly and almost completed the first lap after the safety car.
Did you see the damage then?
No,
Brooks, look at Brooks's car in third place. Yeah, that was flapping around a bit. That's quite concerning, but I tell you who's got a bit of a shift on. Hilton in second place. Yeah, Hilton's pushing on.
Luke's getting to grips with it. I mentioned that he came through Fiesta Juniors racing the Mark 6. And when we met up with them here at Donington last year at the club meeting, the plan was to go JCW racing. And he said, yep, we've got the car and everything else. And the next thing I see is he's off to race Radicals in the World Final. So he changed his mind, but obviously found this suitable. But this is, you know, a sensible thing for him, maybe to get an early dip of the toe into sports prototypes.
When he said dip of the toe. Wow, I actually thought that Shaw was going to dip his whole car in that gravel trap then, in that blue and white car.
Looks a bit scary, didn't it?
Yeah.
Marcus Little was probably wondering about that, and he ends up in front of him now.
That was change of the lead, wasn't it? In SR1? No, it wasn't. Sorry.
Taylor's still there, isn't he?
Taylor's still in the lead.
That was P2. Taylor, a guest driver, running with a returning. We've got a lot of returning Radical drivers. The 2016 SR1 champion, James Taylor. Because I thought when I saw James Taylor, it was the Ginetta one originally, but it isn't. There's more than one James Taylor. That's a battle, isn't it? That's two different classes. It is, yeah.
Hallmark.
And Adrian Hallmark, the erstwhile chairman of Bentley, and a nice Bentley green on the car. And he's off to Aston Martin, isn't he?
What, today?
Not today, but at some juncture when the contracts are sorted out.
Has he got a bit of a problem there with the red flashes? Yeah, that's because Hallmark shouldn't really be in that battle.
I think it's his first race.
Oh, is it? No,
yeah, he's a newcomer.
It should be a little bit better than that on the power. I just thought he had like a little bit of a problem. So the red flashes are SR3s, the quicker cars, and the SR1s are the little bit slower cars.
I think Adrian's learning his craft in the cars at the moment, and he's pretty much where he was yesterday, enjoying his racing and cracking on. So Stephen Shanley now, the ex-Clubman's champion, coming under a little bit of pressure from Oscar Joyce, who we spoke about earlier on, raising the money for the inner city charities, 5th in SR1 last year, and a great looking car. I'm hoping to see it out in Zeo prototypes as well. That's another thing about Radicals. You're not stuck with this championship. You can race in 750, you can race in Zeos and prototype championships as well. So it's a great, and nobody gets the ump if you go off and do other races.
Yeah, and that's the great thing, isn't it? You can kind of do what you want, which is nice. There's a big difference in the size of the cars, isn't there? That's a proper move. That is good effort. That was Shaw, wasn't it? They're having a right battle. Yes. Shaw and Littlewood. Nice.
Yes. Sam Shaw, DW Racing, top 5 in karting, and again a great formula to move into from karting, and obviously enjoying his debut weekend with us here in the championship, and just managing to get past Marcus Littlewood, who again is a rookie this year. So first year driver Marcus Littlewood, Motorsport UK Academy Driver of the Year last year, the ex-Alex Spooner car, number 11, but running well and enjoying themselves. Lallum though, fastest lap unsurprisingly, still away. Here he is.
Oh, hang on a minute. Look at the rear.
The rear. That was that contact, wasn't it, off the restart?
So Lullum's car, that isn't massively concerning, but these cars are quite reliant on aero, but that shouldn't be doing anything.
I was just going to say, you're right, not concerning, because it's lap 13 and his best was lap 13. He's getting faster and faster, so that hasn't affected the car. So why have those bits on the car if they can fly off and you don't need them?
They look good. We can commentate on them.
Yeah, it's spectacular, isn't it? And SR1's getting stuck in, with SR3's closing in. So down across the line goes the 47, Rob Greenwood, the Valor Racing, one of the top teams in this championship. going through up ahead of 111 Lee Jackson, also Valor, so 2 teammates getting stuck in, enjoying their battle.
Another Valor car, which we haven't really spoken about actually, is Chris Preen in the green, who's in 8th place. He was right at the sharp end last year when we were commentating.
He was, yeah, had a couple of podiums, didn't he? I think he didn't get a win. Jason Rishover had a win. I haven't seen Jason either in this one, have we yet?
He was leading the race yesterday that I watched and just dropped back a bit. But that's Christopher Preen in green. The director's helping us out there. Good mate of mine, Chris is. I remember getting him in a load of trouble years ago when I was commentating with somebody else on ITV, and I seen him in the crowd, and he wasn't with the person I thought he was, but it actually wasn't him, so he wasn't even here. Thank goodness. But I was like, oh no. Oh. He's having a go though.
Yeah, Preeney's going to have a look. So we're busy chasing Peter Tyler. Peter Tyler in the yellow, white and blue car, actually the top seeded returning driver from last year, had a pretty good season with us last year, was 4th in the championship, 9th season with us in the SR3, so it doesn't matter if you're a newcomer or if you stay with the championship and enjoy your racing year on year and gain experience. Either way, it works for drivers. This one closing up as well.
That's Rishover, isn't it, in the 360, 23, with Pinkerton giving him a little bit of a run around, and that's the battle for 5th, isn't it? Rishover. We were talking about him a minute ago. Chris Preen as well, putting the pressure on Tyler now as well. Oh, he might have a chance here, Richard.
He's having a look. Has he got the line here? Let's have a look. So if they do go side by side, heading down towards the chicane. It looks like Preen rather, in green, has got the inside line and will make the move stick. Good stuff.
I've proper messed you up there.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
No, but you're the one who said to me, oh, I'll remember Chris Preen because he's in green.
Yeah, but that was last year. I didn't need it this year.
Well, there you go. I helped you out there, mate.
See if we can change it to green by deep pole for us. Make it a little bit easier.
Do you know what's really interesting about these cars? They're still doing fastest laps on lap 16. I know we've had a safety car, but you'd think they've had the best of the tyres now. And everyone's doing green and purple still, which is absolute bests and personal bests. So the Hankook tyre that they run on is a real stellar tyre. It's really good, that is. It's impressive. Purples and greens at this stage in the race is pretty good.
Yeah, and especially considering a lot of the drivers. Oh, we've got overtake here. It's Oscar Joyce making a move on Stephen Shanley. So Oscar really getting to grips with the SR3. He said it's the major difference is getting off the treaded tyre on these, and it's just so much grip in this car. And I love it. There's that close-up of the livery that that's cool. Graffiti artists have done. It's absolutely superb.
That is proper cool. That looks like it's been driven through a home base or something. There are other DIY shops available. I like how they've some cars have got the Union Jacks on the wing tips, and then this one has got the
Irish heritage.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say the Italian flag for a minute.
I know my flags, mate. Oh, what's this? The leader.
Love
Oh, they're using big. Look at that's 3 cars. Oh, there you go. That is proper track. Oh, Rishover. My word. That's a typical mine, yours, mine.
Got it back, didn't he, Jake?
Just about got it back.
He's usually one of the top Fangio drivers. He is one of the top Fangio drivers, but he's in 3rd place in the plus 40.
No, it's plus 45, I think.
Plus 45, yeah.
Do you know why I know that? Because I was
sat
at Craner Curves listening to circuit comms, and they said it was plus 45, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I might wait a year and do it myself. I might have a chance of winning. I've got no chance. They're fast, these boys.
It's good, isn't it? Yeah, so that's with Fangio Fast at the moment being led by John McLeod. So 14th season of Radical Racing for John McLeod. It looks like he might well be in for a pot. Shaw's got an exclamation mark. So is that a penalty? Exceeding track limits. Car 16. Whoa, round and round and round goes Bradley Gaunt.
Oh, how's he done that?
The slower of the 2 Gaunt. Just to add to I had a nice chat with him at Snetterton last year. Oh, come on, fella.
Oh my word.
I did hold my breath there. Bradley's okay though. The 2 Gaunt brothers.
It's got to be Ellis. He must have dropped the wheel on the exit in the gravel here because there's no.
There you go. Yeah.
Has he spun on the grass then? Because he's a lucky boy. He's a lucky boy there. Because I held my breath then like you did because it's not somewhere. Very unsighted, wasn't it? There must have been yellows out for that.
It's only his second season. He was third in the Rookie Championship last year, so no slouch in terms of the racing. As we pick up on Sam Shaw briefly in the 16. John McLeod next up in the 14. Coming through, our Fangio class leader. We've got lots of Fangios all together in actual fact. James Pinkerton, who works for Radical, he's not in the championship per se, but one of the development engineers, has been with them since being an apprentice, James, and was champion as well a few seasons ago in SR1, and enjoying his race at the moment, running in 4th position. Gap Lulham to Hilton is 4 seconds. Another penalty coming up. So they're all going purple, but they're all getting 5-second penalties as well.
That'll probably be why then. Yeah. 5-second penalty, like you say, Brooks.
He's dropped back, Christian, hasn't he? He had a really good start. This was the times based on the first race lap times that they did, and he had a decent enough first race, but dropped away from that initial go at Lulham. But I don't think there was really any question that Lulham was going to be seriously challenged at that. Hilton 4.5 down. Lulham's got this in the bag.
Yeah, definitely. He's super quick. It's the traffic sometimes that can slow you down, but I did see when they were lapping traffic yesterday when I watched, I couldn't believe
Ashley Gaunt.
Yeah, that needs to get going. Is that coming out of Redgate? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's both of the Gaunt brothers. Sadly, we've seen off one of the top rookies from last year. A replay of what happened with Ashley.
Oh, Ashley just got on the power early. Oh, that was good evasion, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Would that have been who was just behind him at that time?
Is that Lexi?
Could have been, yeah.
Lexi. We haven't seen Lexi Belk in this one yet, but again, having a good quiet race. 2 minutes 30 odd on the clock remaining. Lulham still clear from Luke Hilton. Luke Hilton, by the way, he's got this. He sent me a message in the week. News about racing, Luke? Anything going on? Just say I've had my hair done.
Oh, is that it? Oh, that's it. Thanks, mate.
Ongoing joke, because we were. I was going to talk to him a couple of. Was it last year? End of last year, was at Silverstone. He was being coached by Bobby Thompson in the Fiestas, and he knew I was coming over for a chat, and he's tightening himself up, looking in the side mirror like you're the side glass, making sure his hair looks nice. So you need to do that on the. Anytime you get on the podium, make sure you do that. It could be a signature thing, better than jumping off a car. You know
like
what I mean?
A football celebration.
Yeah. But he's a great lad, good family as well.
Lulham is just doing fast laps for fun, isn't he?
He's right there as a lap 18 improved again. Yeah, you're right.
He just loves a purple sector. That's unbelievable. Fair play.
There aren't that many that can translate that sim success into, and he was quick before he went sim racing, but a lot can't do it. It is a leap, isn't it? It does give you an ability and show some aptitude, but not everyone can do it, but Lulham clearly can.
Good effort, really good effort. Honestly, this lad is head and shoulders above a lot of people. He's very lucky he didn't get turned around at the start of that restart on that safety car.
Yeah.
So he's lucky. This looks a bit spicy. That car's getting lapped, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. John McLeod at the head of the group. Back on the inside of Ashley. Ashley Gaunt's been in the wars the last two laps in the 78. He's probably glad to see those SL3s in front of him now as we clock down into the last minute.
Oh, that's cost Rish over that has.
Yeah.
Preen now down the inside, isn't
it? Preen, yeah, it makes it down. Preen. Where do they go? They guys, is that Fangio podium potentially? Yeah, Preen's up to second, isn't he?
Was doing well.
Yeah.
He's gone well. Yeah, he just capitalised, didn't he? Rishover's car looks bent.
Right.
That's bent. Something's broken on that Rishover car. Yeah, he's knocked the geometry out. It's crabbing down the straight.
It's been a hard race for a lot of the cars, isn't it? Including the race leader's car here. I didn't say winner, he hasn't done it yet.
Look at that rear. To do purple sector laps with the rear of that number 20 looking like it is.
Yep.
Wow.
Now the Aston Martin chairman needs to have a very good look at him as he goes past, because that's a talented driver.
Very talented, yeah. He's lucky that he's been able to lead this race, do purple sectors and win the race.
Yeah, absolutely superb performance. Here he comes through the Roberts chicane, and after half an hour of Haggerty radical action, it's Chris Lulham that takes the win for the second time this weekend. Luke Hilton takes P2. I tell you what, Luke, as he builds his experience in these cars, he's going to get closer to Chris Lulham for sure. Christian Brooks takes third, so great recovery from Christian Brooks over the course of it. Just looking down, Lexi Belch take off. That's the Gaunts again.
Look, he didn't hit the tyre wall
Ashley's had a very, very uncomfortable last few laps. Might have just been a bit unsettled with what happened to him earlier on. Had that little clash as well. So Chris Lullum is there. SR1, we've got